So now we live in a time where Selena Gomez, even though she is, a wealthy star, she can't have an opinion. She can't post online how she feels about deportations and immigration without being made fun of by the far right or the MAGA folks. What is going on here? This is not what America's about. This is not patriotic. She deserves to be able to have her own opinion. And just like everybody else, just like you folks who are criticizing her, she can state her feelings online, on social media, just like you are.
¿Cómo fue el trato desde el principio?
No, terrible, terrible, terrible. O sea, la comida con mi bebé, casi me robaron en México, me robaron todos los documentos, el celular, casi se roban a mi bebé.
¿Cuánto tiempo estuviste detenido y cómo hiciste con el niño?
8 días. No, él no ha comido, él está en desnutrición. Allá lo llevé al médico y él está en desnutrición. Él no ha comido en todos estos días, no ha comido.
¿Qué mensaje le das al país ahora que estás acá?
Que no se vayan. No se vayan porque los están deportando a todos, o sea, no los van a soltar al siguiente día, sino allá hay personas que llevan un mes, hay gente desaparecida. No, que no se vayan, y ya hay ejército, ya mandaron soldados a las fronteras, los ponen en el asilo, pero no los sueltan allá, los dejan. Nos dieron prioridad porque pues traemos a los bebés, pero duré 8 días allá o sea, sin comer bien, los tratos eran horribles, nos levantaban, mejor dicho, como si fuéramos lo peor del mundo.
Vale, gracias.
Desde el principio nos trataron muy mal, nos botaron la ropa, nada más nos dejaron guardar el celular, no nos dejaban bañar, la comida nos despertaban a las 3 de la mañana, nos esperaban que nos durmiéramos y a la hora nos despertaban, nos gritaban, a algunos les pegaron. La atención médica prácticamente tocaba lastimarse para que nos dejaran salir. El trato fue muy malo desde el principio, la verdad.
¿Y cambió cuando llegó el gobierno de Colombia?
Sí, ya el último día no nos dejaron bañar, nos dejaron cepillar, prácticamente nos trataron bien, ahí sí nos decían que gracias, que dónde vivimos y todo eso. Ahí sí se preocuparon del todo, la verdad.
¿Qué mensaje le das al país?
No, pues la verdad que estamos felices de volver. Ansiábamos mucho estar en nuestra tierra, extrañábamos la verdad estar por acá y que la verdad algunos nos arrepentimos de habernos ido.
Gracias.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, you got Selena Gomez, billionaire superstar in LA, in Hollywood, out here caping for her people with a Mexican flag. And then you got Don Lemon out here caping for Selena Gomez, who's caping for the Mexican people. Okay, so we just gonna start a whole Soul Train line of people who are gonna get out here and cape for these illegal aliens who have invaded our country. This woman in the beginning of the clip said, "Oh, terrible, terrible. America, terrible. Y'all terrible." It didn't work out like I thought it would. Listen. It's even worse now because you didn't heed the warning of Tom Homan when he told you to self-deport. He said you might want to leave now. This is leading up to inauguration because he told you, if I got to force you out, if I got to deport you, if I got to put you on an American plane and send you back to your home country, you are going to be banned for 20 years. Yeah, you would have done yourself a favor by self-deporting, going to the end of the line where you should have been in the beginning, starting the process all over, taking the test, filling out your application, doing everything you needed to do, and waiting in line like everyone else. But no, you needed to cheat. You needed to come over here and drop a couple babies on American soil. Well, even that jig is up now. And this little dude right here in the beginning clip, he gonna be indignant about his position, saying, yeah, they wouldn't even allow us to comb our hair. We couldn't even wash our face in the last couple days. Sister girl said, my baby ain't ate in days. It's just cruel. What happened? Did they cut your EBT card off? What is going on? Y'all have come over here illegally, demanding things that you are not entitled to. Things that our veterans can't even get. They handing them out to you. And then when it goes left, see, you didn't know enough about America. You didn't read no history books. You didn't go to class. You just here. You just here for the bennies. Had you learned a little bit about American history, you would know that that pendulum swings back and forth. And yeah, you came in when it was good, but it ain't finna be so good moving forward here. And by the looks of it politically, y'all, and I'm just using my political education, my political awareness, the way I see it, it's going to be on the right side for a little minute here. I think the Democrats have painted themselves into a corner, and it's going to take over a decade for them to get out of it. That's just my opinion. But when the dude said, speaking in Spanish, that they returned him to his country, and you know what? I'm going to be indignant about it. You know what? I'm kind of glad I'm back home. Well, how glad are you when you didn't leave on your own free will? You didn't leave on your own volition. They had to come hog tie you with zip ties, put you on a plane, and send you back home. And now you gonna try to turn the tables like, oh, I'm happy to be here. And many of us regret that we left. You know what? Well, good on you. Because America is glad that you back. We glad you feeling good about being back. Maybe you won't make another attempt because that border is going to be militarized this time. And it's not going to go down like it went down before. I hope y'all getting the message.
Mayor, your reaction to Border Czar Tom Homan making his presence known here in your...
What's clear from this administration is that they do not have the full pulse or the breadth of what people in America are calling for. And, you know, he has made it no secret that he wants to dismantle the education department. And he's made it very clear that he is not willing to, you know, uphold the very sensibilities of our democracy to make sure that we're protecting the civil rights of individuals. Look, as a former public school teacher, the fact that everything that we won and fought for during Reconstruction, he is trying to roll back the hands of time. And as I've said, that there's a clear disdain for the fact that the Civil War went in a direction that clearly there are people in this country have not accepted. So we're going to continue to stand up for working people. That's what my mission is. The city of Chicago, we are the heartbeat of America, and we will continue to lead the way.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
I want to ask you a little bit about the potential economic impact of this situation. Last week, we were down in the Little Village neighborhood, the 26th Street corridor, second busiest in the city of Chicago, was virtually empty. And the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce said even before the ICE raids last week, they were seeing an economic impact. So many of these businesses are mom and pop businesses. What are your concerns about the economic impact of what's going on right now, especially in these communities? And what can the city do, if anything, to try to help them get through this?
Well, the first thing that we're doing is we're making sure, and our Deputy Mayor, Beatrice Ponce de Leon, already spoke to this, making sure that businesses and the community, that they know their rights. As far as the entire economic impact, our budget director has spoken to that. I'm happy to bring her back. Please, Annette, if you want to speak more to that. But the whole point of that level of intimidation is to have that type of impact. That's what terror does. It works to disrupt the way of life. We literally have acts of terror that are being promulgated from the federal government. Look, I know many of you in here enjoyed your social studies classes. As a proud social studies teacher, I can't emphasize enough, not just how unprecedented this is, but what it is reminiscent of. As Mark Twain said that history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes.
Tom Homan showed up in Chicago and within 24 hours found a convicted sex offender who has been living in our city since 2009, flouting the sex offender registry. If he can do this, why can't you?
Because that's their job. That is their job. The federal
Your
government
job's not to keep
has a
the people of Chicago
responsibility
safe.
to make sure that individuals who are undocumented, who have been charged with, convicted of a crime, it is the federal government's responsibility to do their part and uphold the law. our local police department, along with our public health department, along with our other sister agencies, are working to build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. And as we've stated repeatedly, those critical investments, you continue to see the results of those investments as violent crime continues to fall in Chicago.
But even as these things take place, y'all, and Tom Homan gets busy in his second week in office, and they start these crackdowns in major cities, y'all, they are putting a focus on Chicago of all places. And you know why? Because Chicago pretty much dared him to do it. When you give these folks governmental authority, you shouldn't be out here clapping at these people who got a right to come in your city and clean house. Donald Trump said in his first administration, I could have South Side of Chicago cleaned up in a matter of hours. If I had the authorization, we'd move in there, we'd clean up that whole situation. And all the blackity blacks rose up and said, no, we don't want that. Y'all remember? Y'all remember Lori Lightfoot? Don't come down here messing with the blackity blacks. We like it the way it is. Our kids dying, our brothers dying. Innocent mothers and children catching stray bullets, sitting in their house, laying in their bed. But we like it like that. Don't change a thing. Okay, Donald Trump was like, if that's what y'all want, if you like living that way, I'm just letting you know I could fix it if you want me to. Well, here we are, y'all, in 2025, Donald Trump 2.0, he has turned Tom Homan loose in Chicago. And boy, is he getting to work. You got a new mayor there. This communist mayor who is a soft marshmallow man, beta male. But Tom Homan don't care nothing about what this mayor got to say. He don't care nothing about how he feel. He don't care what he think about it. He's going in there under constitutional authority, and he's handling his business for the federal government. Well, thank you, Tom Homan. Soft golf clap for you. Go deal with it. Because I want those people to have a chance at the American dream. And it seems like those taxpayers there have suffered under ineffectual leadership that has put them in a position where they are funding illegal immigrants in this country. Yeah, these folks is living the life of Riley. You got to get up and go to work every day. They raising your property taxes. You're really going through it. These people are living the life of Riley with EBT cards, debit cards, Section 8 housing. In some cases, they have gutted out your community centers to move these people in. And y'all went down to the city council meeting and you talked a good talk. You said what you had to say, and the mayor stood there with his pompous self, with his marshmallow self, with his beta self. He wasn't listening to y'all. And you dragged him appropriately. Shout out to the citizens of Chicago. Y'all handled your business, and I'm glad it went viral because people needed to see that the citizens of Chicago weren't for this. It's the leadership of Chicago. Well, that y'all voted for, now you look. Let's be honest. Y'all put this Negro in power. Y'all thought Lori Lightfoot was bad. This man is much worse. And now you're finding out. But this man, this beta male, has come out, and y'all, he's giving his reaction to what Tom Homan is doing, what's going on in his city, because it's out of his control. Yeah, it might be in your jurisdiction, geologically, but it ain't in your jurisdiction constitutionally. The feds have the right to come through there, crawl through Chicago, and snatch up all these illegal aliens out of that city. And it turns out that some of them been hiding out for quite some time. Mayor, how come you didn't know anything about this?
Question, because one of the reasons that President Trump got elected, according to President Trump in an interview, I think it was with Kristen Welker of NBC, was because of grocery prices. Not the only reason, but a reason: high prices, inflation, especially at the grocery. The Department of Agriculture says that between 2020 and 2022, 42% of crop workers were undocumented immigrants. And in many cases, as you know, these migrants do jobs many Americans do not want to do. So how does President Trump make sure that the effort to deport people who are not in this country legally doesn't end up hurting Americans who want safe borders, absolutely, but also don't want to see even more higher prices in groceries?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not your position, Jake. You're just asking the question that we should supply America's food with exploitative illegal alien labor. I obviously don't think that's what you're implying. Only 1% of alien workers in the entire country work in agriculture. The top destination for illegal aliens are large cities like New York, like Los Angeles, and small industrial towns, of course, all across the heartland, as we've seen with the Biden floods.
Mm-hmm.
None of those illegal aliens are doing farm work. Those 30,000 illegal aliens that Joe Biden dumped into Springfield.
I'm talking about the ones that are.
But I'm explaining this. It's important to understand.
No, you're kind of changing the subject. I mean, I'm talking about the ones.
I will give me 30 minutes. I'll go as deep as you want to this. I'm explaining to you and your audience.
I don't want to have I'm talking about the ones that work in the agriculture industry.
I'm
you
explaining
can come back
to you
and we
your
can talk
audience
about the ones in the cities. I swear.
I'll do the whole answer. The illegal aliens that Joe Biden brought into our country are not full stop doing farm work. They are not. The illegal aliens he brought in from Venezuela, from Haiti, from Nicaragua, they are not doing farm work. They're in our cities collecting welfare. As for the farmers, there is a guest worker program that President Trump supports. Over time as well, we will transition into automation, so we'll never have to have this conversation ever again. But there's no universe in which this nation is going to allow the previous president to flood our nation with millions and millions of illegal aliens who just get to stay here. And we are especially not going to allow a subset of those illegal aliens to rape and murder our citizens. So we are going to unapologetically enforce our immigration laws. And as I'm sure you will celebrate, we are going to unleash the power and might of the U.S. government to eradicate the presence of transnational threats on our soil.
All right, so you see it for yourself. Seems like that's the one go-to argument that this mayor has, no matter what happens in Chicago. No matter what happens in politics, this mayor always runs to the race card. Did y'all vote for the race card? Is that really what y'all wanted when you voted this man in office? Because it seems like that's his go-to. That's his ace. Well, we know that's not what's really going on here. There's a purge going on in America of folks who are not American and are not allegiant to America. That's what's going on here. Ain't got nothing to do with racism. And don't try to stand up for the blackity blacks because it's not even a blackity black issue at this point. What are you talking about? Brandon Johnson, sound like you talking about some foolishness. I hate that Chicagoans are stuck with you for a little while longer. But I blame them for that because they voted you in. So they got to live with you until they can vote you out.
Look, I think there's always this gap between what they say they're going to do and what they do. And that is because what Donald Trump is interested in is using genuine public concerns that are out there and weaponizing them to then do, much more sweeping things for which there is no mandate, right? So in this example, is there I was on with you last week when we were talking about polling that shows there is support in the country for deporting undocumented people with criminal records. There is support for that. So Donald Trump will talk about that and then kind of run on that. And then, as you're seeing in the reporting just now, what they actually do behind the scenes, they trust will not really get out. And it is part of a different agenda they have, which is really to make America white again, which is part of their attack on everything from birthright citizenship to any number of programs, aid, freezing various forms of aid that real people depend on. They have an agenda to make it harder for regular people to live in this country, and for immigrants to have to live in worry about whether they have their papers. We are going to become a kind of check your papers society in the blink of an eye. And there's no mandate for that. But that is what folks like Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon and others around the president actually want. They want to change the very fabric of this country, something for which there is not that same mandate.
So you see what's going on here? We going back to the old playbook. We gonna cry racism. It's all about racism. You're a racist if you don't like what's going on here. If you're cruel to these families. If you deny food to a child of these illegal aliens. You are racist and you're doing it because you want America to be white again. Yeah, see, when you say make America great again, that's code for make America white again. No. There's some sane people in this country, y'all. And I heard Donald Trump just today say the 14th Amendment was for the children of slaves. Don't sound racist to me. Sound like he got a clear understanding, y'all. And I hate it when they try to call Donald Trump stupid. You can call him a lot of things. But you can't call him stupid. This is a poor little rich kid who went to the best schools in the country from kindergarten through college. This man has a clear understanding of presidential history. I like to hear him talk about it. He understands how the government should work, how the government should run. No, this is a very intelligent man, and when y'all call him stupid, you just make yourself look stupid. By not understanding his history, by not doing your own due diligence and research to understand what this president is about. So here we have the Democrats coming out, as per usual, and they say, hey, if you don't like what's going on in this country, if you don't like this illegal immigration, if you don't like this invasion from countries all over the world, don't be selective, y'all. It's from countries all over the world, including European countries. If you don't like it, you're racist. That's what the Democrat argument is. We ain't falling for it. Get your tail up out of here.
New York City joined the list of cities where these performative raids are taking place.
We have a government right now that is reckless.
Reckless and also, I mean, as I've said, performative. I mean, I want to show you an image of Kristi Noem, who was just confirmed, the former governor who's confirmed as a Department of Homeland Security. I mean, it's as she's cosplaying. It's almost a game where she seems to be cosplaying, as I'm not sure what she thinks that she's portraying here. She might as well be at Comic-Con.
James and Joy say you're reckless and you're just role-playing for fun.
She's dumber than a box of rocks. Bottom line is, let's talk about Chicago for a minute. Chicago mayor says that we put fear in the elementary schools because ICE agents went to elementary school. Total false story. What ICE did in Chicago is save children. What we did in New York today is save children. Just Chicago alone, we arrested like 9 sexual predators, most of them child sex predators. We took them off the street. We took them off the street in New York today. We're protecting the community. We're saving children. We're going to secure that border so less Americans die of fentanyl deaths. We're securing the border so less women and children are sex trafficked. Biden administration had a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We're securing the border so less terrorists and people on the terrorist watch list get into the country. Biden, under Biden, we had a 3,500% increase in people on the terrorist watch list. No, we're saving this nation. We're making America safe again. So they need to get out of the way because we're coming. We're going to do it. They're not going to.
And there you have it, y'all. America in a state of transition with this new administration. As these appointees, nominees are getting confirmed one after the other. America is about to be greater than it's ever been before. And we expect that the left would kick and scream in a situation like this. We expect that they wouldn't agree with what is about to happen. But this is the American way, and the pendulum is swinging back. You have lost power, you anti-American Democrats. And now you must understand that the populace of America, yeah, y'all, he won the popular vote. This is a populist president. The population of America don't agree with you. You are the minority opinion. And you always have been. Y'all tried to get out here and push certain ideas and try to convince America that your ideas were mainstream. They never were. Americans never wanted it. Nah, we didn't want them policies for our children. We didn't want those policies for our cities. We didn't want those policies for our families. And you pushed them. And you pushed them. And you pushed them. To the point where a lot of people felt like they couldn't resist any longer. You know how politics works. You bulldozed your way off into certain areas of society. That's okay. We still working on the blackity blacks, trying to get them to come off the plantation. We gonna keep doing that work here because I feel like it's a good work and worthy. Don't know how many we gonna win over, but the number won't be 0. We gonna win somebody. Y'all, let me know what you think about Brandon Johnson out here crying racism. Because Tom Homan is coming in to clean up the city that he refused to clean up, doing the work that he refused to do. I hope he does a good and effective job. It looks like he's off to a good start in week 2 of the new administration. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.